But first, the feds are sending a message to those with domestic violence convictions. If you've got guns, we'll get you.
Tonight, that message is being applauded by domestic violence survivors. News 5's Tracy Carlos has been following this new push. And Tracy, now there are numbers to show they mean business.
Robin's Nita, just today, 2 men were indicted. Now, in past years, the number for the entire year would have only been slightly higher.
The numbers are startling. The CDC says nearly 1 in 5 women and 1 in 7 men will be the victim of severe physical violence from an intimate partner in their lifetime. Laura Cowan was the 1 in 5.
It was so bad when we tried to leave, my children and I, our captor, he locked us up in a garage for over 6 months, so we could not escape. That's how bad it was. And he used and brandished a gun on us all the time.
She's thrilled the feds now have their sights set on those convicted of domestic violence and armed with a gun.
I say it's about time. I'm so glad that this has happened, and I'm quite sure other survivors feel the same way.
It's been historically an under-enforced area of federal law, the unlawful possession of firearms by those convicted of domestic violence.
But that changed late last year when the initiative, which is part of Project Safe Neighborhoods, was put into place. So far, the U.S. Attorney's Office has filed more than 40 domestic violence-related firearms indictments this year. 2 today alone. That's compared to just a handful in past years.
When that firearm is in the hands of a domestic violence offender, it is far more likely, in fact, over 500% more likely to be used in a homicide against the victim of domestic abuse, and also statistically much more likely to be used against responding law enforcement.
U.S. Attorney Justin Herdman believes it is making a difference for domestic violence victims.
It's always hard to measure lives saved, but we do feel confident that we have saved lives already as a result of this initiative.
From domestic violence victim to domestic violence advocate, Laura Cowan is on a mission to help other victims.
This is wonderful. It sends a strong message, and I'm glad that this happened.
Now, this is a priority, Herdman said, for the Attorney General. This kind of crackdown is happening across the country. And in fact, Herdman is now on a newly created panel of U.S. attorneys looking at domestic violence. In the newsroom, Tracy Carlos, News 5.